tariffs for us, nobody can compete with us because we're the pot of gold. But if we don't keep winning and keep doing well, we won't be the pot of gold, and then tariffs won't be so good for us. But when you're the pot of gold, the tariffs are very good. They're very powerful, and they're going to make our country very rich again.
We got the 6 hostages out of Venezuela, as you probably know, and they're very safe right now. They're home with their families. Nobody thought that was going to happen. So they are home, they're safe, and they're with their families.
And they're coming in and they're taking jobs that are occupied right now by African Americans and Hispanics.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression.
She doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run.
With COVID, is he actually thanked President Xi for what he did during COVID?
In a few moments, I'll sign a historic executive order to ban men from competing in women's sports. It's about time.
Who could have guessed? Who could have guessed this would have happened?
Under the Trump administration, we will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women. But before going further, I want to share some very exciting news from our military. After years of shrinking force numbers at levels that nobody has ever seen before, 4 years of this we went through, and missed recruiting targets every single month, it was just announced that in December, the U.S. Army had its single best recruitment in more than 15 years. Thanks.
Yeah. Who you want to fight for? You want to fight for this guy? Or you want to fight for this guy?
Every single day, nearly 350 new soldiers enlisted to defend our nation. And they're very, very happy to have done so. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there, and then showing them in a different light. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
There have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. And we are having discussions, yes.
Ongoing, already scheduled, and ongoing?
Already talking, yes.
So you've already spoken to Vladimir Putin?
I don't want to say that, but we are having very serious discussions about...
You don't want to?
Well, I just don't want to say that. We're having very serious discussions about that war, trying to get it ended.
With Russia?
With Russia, yeah. No tax on tips. No tax on tips. So if you're a restaurant worker, a server, a valet, a bellhop, a bartender, or one of my caddies, or any other worker who relies on tipped income, your tips will be 100% yours. Many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness. And now we are going to fulfill that mission together. We're going to fulfill that mission. I would say cancel it and all bets are off, and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock, and after that, I would say all hell is going to break out. We're going back to plastic straws. These things don't work. I've had them many times, and on occasion they break, they explode. If something's hot, they don't last very long, like a matter of minutes, sometimes a matter of seconds. It's a ridiculous situation. So we're going back to plastic straws. I think it's okay.
Meantime, we turn now to the other major news this Wednesday night. President Trump revealing he had a 90-minute phone call with Vladimir Putin today, talking about ending the war with Ukraine. The president then speaking with President Zelensky after that call. And when President Trump was asked today if Russia and Ukraine are equals in this peace effort, President Trump said that's an interesting question. The president was also asked if Ukraine should have to give up territory to Russia. Here's our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, tonight.
President Trump on the phone today with Russian President Putin for 90 minutes, agreeing to start negotiations immediately to end the war in Ukraine. Trump choosing to talk with Putin first.
We had a great call, and it lasted for a long time, over an hour this morning. I also had with President Zelensky a very good call after that. And I think we're on the way to getting peace. I think President Putin wants peace, and President Zelensky wants peace, and I want peace.
The president agreeing to meet with Putin, saying their first sit-down could be in Saudi Arabia in the near future.
Donald Trump has gone head-to-head with a CNN reporter again. This time, the target was Caitlin Collins.
And this should have been done by Biden years ago. This should have never been allowed to happen. I know he's a friend of yours.
But couldn't Putin just withdraw his...
He's a friend of CNN. That's why nobody watches CNN anymore, because they have no credibility.
We go now to Washington, and the Trump administration's beginning mass layoffs of federal workers impacting multiple agencies. Tens of thousands of employees are expected to lose their jobs. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, is tracking the latest from the White House.
But you have to see, this started by them saying, we're not going to release the hostages as we said we were. I said, good. You have till 12 o'clock on Saturday, which is tomorrow at 12 o'clock to do it. And we didn't hear anything. Then all of a sudden, 2 days ago, they said, no, we've decided we're going to release the hostages. So